Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
In January of 2014, I was diagnosed with colon cancer, stage 4 colon cancer. It was also in my liver, so it was a very scary thing. To make it worse, I was told that if I didn't do anything, I would have 12 months to live. 12 months to live. That gave me a lot to think about. It was a serious problem. And I didn't know what to do. I had no idea how to solve this problem. What I decided to do was look back inside of myself and say, what are my strengths? What do I have? What do I know? And what I know is about business. I've always been an entrepreneur. I have, for 25 years, almost 30 years, been part of startup companies and businesses that were bigger than 25, 30, 50 people, larger companies with thousands of people in them. I've been involved in all these situations, and there was one thing that was always important: having a great team. How was this going to help me beat cancer? I didn't really know. I did a lot of research, and I put together what I thought was some good ideas on how I might beat cancer. But more important, I started to envision myself as having beaten cancer, as being well. But I have to tell you, the idea of being well when you're so clearly not is tough. It's tough. It's like having a broken leg and going, my leg's not broken, my leg's not broken, my leg's not broken. And yet, you walk and you feel the pain. At some point, your leg will heal. And I had to create a vision for myself that was like that. But I was going to need a little help. So I decided that, well, you create a business plan, you create a management team. So I was going to create a C team of people around me that could help me, that could subscribe to this vision with me and support me in achieving it. The first thing I was going to need really was, I figured maybe a CFO. And the CFO would be my chief family officer. The chief family officer was really important because, well, if I go to the doctor and I tell my family when I come back from the doctor, oh, it's all okay, the doctor said it's great, the blood work was fantastic, they're all going to look at me and go, well, yeah, he's got to say that. It's just Robert being optimistic, But if I could get my sister Doreen, who is a neonatal nurse practitioner, if I could get her to come to the appointments with me and listen to this doctor who she's on a kind of like mind meld with in terms of medical practice, if I could get her to come, that would be great, because then she would come and she would tell my mother and the family and friends, she would give the report, and coming from Dr. Doreen, well, everything must be good. So she was key. She was like a PR person on my team. Now, there are times when, you just can't, I'm struggling to hold a vision. I'm struggling. And I was going to need some inspiration. So I decided I would need a CIO, a Chief Inspiration Officer. And of course, you all know who that was. That was my wife. That was Nanette. She was my Chief Inspiration Officer. And what was good about that was that when I felt like I was a little down, I was on the couch, I was having chemo or recovering from surgery, whatever it was, she always saw me as being whole and complete and in a state of wellness. You can't beat that. You just can't beat that. Now, for my role, I had to be, I guess I was the CEO, of course. And as the CEO, who else is responsible for the outcome? I'm responsible for the outcome. It was my vision. I had to hold this vision out for my team. I had to get my team to meet me there, where I was with that vision. So I chose pretty well so far, and I had to be the chief the CEO, the Chief Enthusiasm Officer. And I had to let them know that I'm going for this vision. This is the vision, no matter how I felt. And even when I was a little down, my Chief Inspiration Officer, she helped me to remind me, this is the vision. And I was like, yep, okay. Keep the team aligned. And I think that creating a visionary team like that, a team based on a vision, based on some big picture of what was possible, was the thing that primarily got me to the place where I could actually say, I am well, and I can stand in this place and say, I am well, and know beyond the shadow of a doubt that I am actually well. It took a long time. But having people show up for me when I needed them, and having my team there for me, just constantly getting behind the vision was key. And isn't it always that way? Isn't it always that way? In business, when you are struggling and you've got the latest campaign and you're doing the latest whatever you're doing, it's not always a sure thing. You don't always know that the product launch is going to work. And occasionally, things go wrong, but somebody's got to hold up the vision, the original idea that this was a great idea, and we're going to do this, and it's going to get done, and it's going to work. So I just used that, and I realized that cancer taught me that you know what, this stuff really works. It's building a visionary team. It's a really good idea. You can actually get things done and make things work and achieve tremendous results. So I encourage you all to ask yourself this. Do you have a great team around you? Are you part of a team? And are you showing up for the vision? If you're part of a team, where are you showing up for the vision? And if you're leading a team, are you leading with a vision? Because that's what's going to make it happen. Thanks.